Hello and welcome to Teens and Youth Corner with KC Eze. In the previous episode, we began talking about what you can do to help young people find the true path while helping them not make mistakes or very minimal mistakes to no mistakes at all. Using the three categories of people in youth ministry and their various motivations, we saw what you can do and what practically anybody can do, even if the person is a newbie, to be able to successfully minister to young people while impacting them to the glory of God. You should check out that video. It's going to bless you a great deal. On many occasions, people have shared with me very genuine reasons why they are currently unable to get directly involved in teens and youth ministry yet, as they would love to be involved. All right. There are people who, due to demands, concerning their life, their work, family, business, career, or other engagements in some other very noble causes, are currently unable to be as directly involved as they would like to be. So it's in their hearts. It's something they would like to do, and currently they are unable to do it. Maybe you are listening to me currently and you are in that category. The question would be, is there something else you can be doing in the meantime while you are trusting that you have freer time or better free time in your hands to be able to give this the attention that I believe it demands? The answer is yes. There is something you can do for now. Let me share with you some things you can easily do without necessarily being full-time in teens and youth ministry. Number one, you can volunteer with an organization who is already doing something with teenagers and young adults in your environment. These organizations could be your church or a para-church organization or a non-governmental organization. Here at the Shift Africa Youth Initiative, in conjunction with Youth Missions Global, we do a lot of work with young people, secondary school students, and teenagers generally, young adults as well. And part of the things we welcome very much in our organization is people who might not necessarily have all the time to join us and do what we're doing on a week in, week out basis, but they are willing to volunteer their time, their expertise, their skills, their connections, and any other thing that will be helpful to us as they are able to volunteer. This is very welcome in what we are doing, and I'm sure other youth ministries and organizations will greatly appreciate you volunteering with them. Now, the beauty about volunteering is that it's something you can fit into your calendar. It's something you can plan for, something you can look at your schedule and know when you are able to fit this in, and then you go ahead to do it. Instead of just sitting back and not doing anything, waiting for when you are able to do full-time ministry with teenagers and young adults, you can start by volunteering your time, volunteering your skills, volunteering your expertise. All right. You can volunteer your knowledge. You can volunteer materials. Christian organizations, especially like ours, need a constant need of Bibles, Christian resources, materials, exposure. All right. Clothes, depending on what the organizations are, after at the moment. But there is something you can do. There's something you can volunteer. There's something you can contribute as your way of volunteering, just to be a part of what's going on in that ministry. And it might interest you to know that if you look long and hard enough, you'll be able to see someone or a group of persons or an organization doing something with teenagers and young adults right around where you are. And if you seem not to find anyone and you're watching this video right now, hey, that's what we do. All right, that's what we do, and we'll always appreciate your support, your volunteering, your connections, your pointing us in the right direction. You think we might need to consider something that will be helpful to the kids and all of that. So consider volunteering. Is going to help you. Again, like I said, with volunteering, it's something you can fit into your calendar and fit into your schedule. The next thing you can do is to partner with an organization that is into teenagers and young adults ministry. What do I mean by partnership? You can partner, with them with your finances. It will amaze you how much finances is needed and is required to run teens and youth ministry. For starters, if you've never thought of that, let me just bring it to your attention. These people we are dealing with are not in the working class. They are a group of persons that you will need to be a selfless person to even go after them, to minister to them. You need to be selfless in order to successfully minister to them. What do I mean by that? You are not expecting any monetary gains, any financial gains, or any sort of gains from them at all in the immediate. Some of them might eventually end up in some other ministries who are going to see them as well-trained hands, thank God for their lives, for being on the right path, and then they are going to blend into those ministries and work with them to the glory of God. But at this stage of their lives, at this forming stage and phase of their lives, a lot of resources are needed. What are monies or resources needed for, you might ask? A whole lot. All right? A whole lot. The trainings they get, sometimes you have to get in experts to train them. For us as a ministry, we meet on a weekly basis. We make provision for, free transportations from the different suburbs of the area and different parts of the city where we stay to bring these kids. They can't afford those payments or those the fares, the distance they are coming from, and then it's free transportation. Okay, there are times, in fact, every week where we make provision for refreshments. All right, just depending on whatever the occasion is, refreshments are there. There are trainings. We have a lot of them going through one form of trainings or the other, one form of skills or the other. These things are not free and they are not cheap. But because the man who is in youth ministry, the person who is doing teens and youth ministry is passionate about these things, the absence of finances or whatever resources needed wouldn't stop personally me from continuing. So we depend on the goodwill of people like you to partner with ministries like us to reach out to these young people. And it might also interest you to know that there's no amount too small that when you give it to that ministry God has always laid it in your heart to do something for, that is too small. No, it's not. You are the one thinking it is too small. The ministry you are giving it to will appreciate it a whole lot. Okay, so finances are needed, money is needed to be able to reach out to these young people, to be able to minister to them, getting them Bibles, exposing them to skills, empowering them in one way or the other, getting experts to train them on different subjects. Okay, and then from time to time changing environments for them, because we've realized that some of them at different points in their lives will require certain kinds of environments to be able to assimilate what you are teaching them. So there are various strategies to reach out to young people that require a lot of finances. Should I talk about payment for staff? All right. There are people who have given their lives to doing this full time. All right. That's what they depend on. And God is sure meeting their needs. God is sure paying their bills. And then through the ministry, their salaries are being paid also. Right? And then different other things that require expenses. Why am I saying all of this? That ministry, that youth ministry, that teens and young adults ministry that has been in your heart to be a partner with, you're actually delaying too much. All right? Respond to that call in your heart and partner with them. So I've mentioned one way you can partner, or one way you can, do youth ministry, teens ministry, even without being directly involved or doing it not on a full-time basis, but on a part-time basis, is number one, volunteering. Number two, partnership. Right? You can partner with your finances. You can partner with your skills. You can partner with your connections. You can partner with information. You can partner with your expertise. Right? Some time ago we had skills acquisition. Some people volunteered, they came on board, they taught the kids in the area of their expertise, and that was their own partnership with us in that regard. They volunteered with us rather, to get that done. They brought their skills on board, they brought their expertise on board. Some other persons have given us connections. They saw what we're doing. They knew some other person who would be interested in doing this, taking care of this and that for us. And a connection was made. We call them connectors. That could be you. But no matter what happens, make sure you are making a contribution to the teens and youth ministry, because there is actually something you can do. The last but not the least is that you can actually pray. All right. Prayer is a form of partnership. Prayer is something you don't need any form of capital to do. Pray for these organizations. Pray for young people. In one way or the other, you have young people directly connected to you. They could be your cousins, your nieces, your brothers, your sisters, and you would really want to pray for them. Trust me, you want to pray for them. A lot is going on with them that they are not able to share with you. That if you know what we've heard with our ears and what we're still hearing, issues we are handling, you know that you really got to pray for young people. And then pray for the organizations that are in the forefront of reaching out to young people and ministering to them. Pray for us. What do you pray about? Pray for strength, pray for wisdom, pray for an influx of finances, pray that the doors will be open to wherever young people are found, that the gospel will get to them, that their hearts will be receptive to the messages we bring to them, that their lives will be transformed. Right, by the power of God. Some of the people, young people who are in deep vices currently, give them a few years with the right influences, the right exposures. It will amaze you what they will turn out to become. The example that readily comes to my mind currently is the story about the madman of Gadara that Jesus met, and just an encounter with Jesus opened this man up who was once upon a time possessed by devils to become an evangelist to 10 cities. That's to say, an evangelist was locked up inside this madman. The same applies to many young persons. There's a lot of potentials locked up inside them, awaiting release, awaiting, a manifestation. And God is going to do that using a human vessel, using organizations like what we do and what many other persons do. So volunteer with these organizations, partner with these organizations financially, with your skills, with your expertise, with your connections, with materials, and then pray for these organizations, even as you pray for young people. If you are leading a teens and youth ministry currently and you are listening or watching this, I just want to let you know, be encouraged, be consistent, be faithful. The resources will come. What you need will find its way to you. Don't be discouraged for anything. I know sometimes it can be discouraging, but trust me, God has a way of routing what you need to you if you stay faithful, you stay consistent, and stay encouraged. Trust you've been blessed by the insights so far. Till I come your way next time, stay blessed. Bye.